3, 2, 1.
Hi all, how are you going? Welcome with me, now that I'm here, Redsky, on another round of Righteous Readings where I give raw, righteous, real readings to you guys, my viewers, so you can make informed decisions about what you need to in your life so you can be on the best path, living the best version of yourself, being the happiest and most abundant that you can be. Why wouldn't you want to? So welcome again. I am Redsky. If we're meeting for the first time, g'day, it's good to meet you. If you are returning, it's great to see you again. And if you are a loyal avid subscriber and friend to the channel, it is great to see the soul family here with me. We are continuing with the August main month, and we are up to the sign of Aries, my Ram gang. How are you doing, my darlings? I hope you are having a very, very good start as we head into August 2022. I don't know why, but when I was sort of meditating on the collective energy for Aries, a rather weird feeling dawned me. Aries is always very prominent and very determined and very unbreakable. They're so determined and so forthright and so commanding. You know, it's hard to tell an Aries no. It's even hard, the brutality that they give back to you when you do. Especially if you're a parent to one like I am. But that's not the feeling I got when I meditated on the collective energy of Aries. It was that of feeling intimidated. It was that of feeling a little bit scared, a little bit unsure, very, very whimperish. A near shadow of the Aries energy I'm used to feeling. It only was a snippet, though, of that meditation that was of that. Now that makes me think it's only a group of the collective that are experiencing this, or someone individual. And Spirit wanted me to experience that enough where I would remember it to bring it back to you here today, which I did. Well, I am now. So, keep that in mind as you listen to the reading, because I have a funny feeling that message is either for a group, a very small group of you, or one or two particular individuals who are Aries. So, keep that in mind as we step through the time to be of August 2022. This is the main monthly. It's where I will pull a Celtic cross of standard placements for you, my darlings. I'll go through and explain all these placements to you in the most simplified English that I can. Australian, actually. Then I will pull cards to clarify these placements, to get more specifics out of the generalized message that I start with. I'll then go through and re-explain all of these placements with these included meanings to give you a more rounded view of what it is I'm trying to tell you. If we need to pull any additional cards, I will do so at the end. So always stay tuned to the very end of the viewing, because you just don't know what will come next until I say adieu, goodbye, farewell, and turn the camera off. Now, Aries, August, May month. This will take messages for those that have Aries in the placements as follows. Their sun placement, their moon, their rising, their Venus, or their Mercury. Any of them 5 are congruent with Aries, and planets are in Aries placements. Hello, this is the reading for you. If you do not, then go to the readings that have those placements. And I do strongly suggest checking them all out. I know it's a lot of homework, but what is it worth to know what's going to happen before it happens, or to have a good idea as to what you need to do in the here and now? Information is key, and key is king. Who doesn't want to be the king of all the information and therefore rule the world? It's a very Aries thing to say. I thought, well, domination, pinky in the brain. I don't know. I've had a long day with an Aries today. So, excuse me. My jokes are getting a little witty. It's getting long in the tooth hour. So let me prepare the cards, Aries, as we travel through to find out what your main monthly reading will look like for August 2022 as we head very deep into the energy of Leo season and all that details, the pride, the glitz, the glory, the glitter, the glam, and the attention. As we dawn in the gold, we get ready to be seen. And God, we will be that. Let's go, Aries, and find out that W2F is coming in for August 2022, babies. Okay, spirits and guides, what do we have coming in for Aries? Please replace with Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, August 2022. Whoa. Excuse me a moment, I fished that one out the sea. Was the Two of Wands. Very much looking at the creation of it, the idea of it, and asking if they're one and the same. It's that real energy of being truthful to self. There are two clear things in front of you, and it's about, are these two congruent and the same, or are we just rosy coloured glassing the shit out of this and telling ourselves that it is, when in actual fact it is nothing, like even a distant cousin in comparison to what it is that we held in our hand, the idea, the principle, not the reality by which we have seen and live and endure. Forks in the road, my darlings, twos always are. That of duality, meeting or division. Forks in the roads. That of the Wands, fire, you know, talking passion, desire, career, big things. Aries now, please, for August 2022, please, spirits and guides. What do we have coming in for the placements for Aries for the month of August? We're doing a Celtic cross of standard placements, please, spirits and guides. Thank you. Interesting. Hang on. Behave. Let me just bring that. I don't want to blind us all, but I do like a little bit more light than that. Thank you. Dark here tonight, I must admit, even though it's only about that 11 o'clock hour. It's a bit early for when I do my readings, actually. It is a very dark night tonight. It's quite cloudy, but very cold outside too. Five of Swords reversed is at the bottom of the deck as the underlying energy so far for the month of August. Nine of Swords underneath that. Aries. Mentally going to battle. Mentally fighting very hard here for something. Putting that into action. We're actively fighting about this point of view or mental thought or idea that we have. And we're meeting with an individual that is giving it back to us. So we're tussling mentally. Aries, again, you're making me have the iced coffee. You did that during the weekly too. God bless you. Thank you. If you ever want to donate to me, to the Iced Coffee Fund, gladly do so. The Five of Swords reverse is that of going into that mental battle. But where in the upright version we had a chance to be the victoress and walk away with a sword, in its reverse, we walk those banks, tail between legs, sword not in hand. We are the dejected, we are the losers, we are sulking currently in that loss as we trudge our feet down that banks of that shore, off the land, cast away, totally dejected. This is a massive loss for you. And this is what I felt in that collective. This feeling of this loss, this dejection, that is what I felt, that feeling. the world crumbling in on itself and you not being able to do a thing to stop it. Powerlessness. Powerlessness is what that was. It's been a long time since I felt that. I like Aries, even though I do not have any Aries placements in my chart, do I? No, I do not have any Aries placements in my chart. But I'm a mother to a very strong Aries placement. Actually, all of my kids are very strong in their thing. And my Aries is very strong, Aries placements. That in Libra, actually. And when he knows it, he believes it. When you try to tell him no, try to tell him the other way, he'll give it to you back 10 times hard with all the fire and might and fury. He gives a good argument, he gives a good action, he'll verbalize it, action it, he'll explain it, he will literally do every facet to get it through to you. And he repeats it over and over like a methodical, melodical, repetitive record, mate. Till it almost drives you a little bit insane just that alone. It's like some sort of torture. It works. I have been doing this for 5 years since his birthday. I'm getting good at these games. My placement is like, hey, I love a puzzle of mystery, and if you try to tell me no to something, I will show you otherwise. So me and my child, have a very, very funny relationship. Very different. And very different to all my other children's relationships. Well, all of them are different. But this particular relationship is very different. And I'll even admit that. Because outsiders looking in always tell me this. But I know this myself. They don't need to know. Like, tell me. Because I don't. And I tell them at least I have a good relationship with my kid. So at least I take the time to get him individually and don't try to tailor him into my life or factor him in and make him like his brothers to be more pliable or we should always embrace the individualities of our children. And that's what I try to do with this particular child of mine. So anyway, but sometimes as a parent, you know, there's certain things that we can't negotiate or we can't give in, or it's not giving in, but we just can't grey area that. It's like it has to be this particular way. And my son will always fight with the most fury of fury. When an Aries turns around to you and says, I've lost the fight to care anymore, or I lost the fight to even show up, or I've lost the fight to even fight, that's when you know an Aries is in a bad place. That's when you need to give them big hugs and chocolate and stuff. Because an Aries doesn't get down very often, okay? In fact, even when they're down, they still find a way to use that as gumption to fight harder and more and more. But Aries have a heart, a very strong one. And even though they don't show it, they can get wounded something fierce. And even though at the time they'll fight through all that pain and disdain, the moment it ends, they are wounded so badly that it's almost too much for them to bear. Emotion and Aries are of a very hard combination because they are the warrior and they like to believe they are immortal, and in many ways they are. But when it comes to the matters of true feeling of sentiment and family, this is where the Aries are uprooted and are very much mortal souls and very much bleed the rest of us. If you tell an Aries and you accomplish to box them into a corner to the point where they believe they have no way out, no argument in the tussle, and no way to run and escape from it, mentally, physically, or otherwise. They shut down. They become the whipped. They become the enslaved. They become all of the opposite of what they are. They become withdrawn, quiet, meek, obedient, glazed, because you've broken the spirit of the horse. What drives Aries, what fires the core of their soul, is the one thing that, if wounded, breaks their ability. Like kryptonite, Superman, whatever. That's what that's doing to you. That's where I was going with all of that, to be honest. Is the Five of Swords reversed. This is that dejection. This is piercing the iron heart. This is breaking the once belief of immortality and proving with brute force that Aries is in fact human. And Aries does in fact bleed. Why? Well, let's look at your current energy and begin the reading. We may actually find out. Because like that 5, now we have a 3. 3 of Swords reversed. Your current energy, Aries, coming into this reading, coming into August, is that of heartbreak, of true pain and rupture, bleeding out. But though this heartbreak pain may not have just happened this mad minute, this wound has not even begun to heal. It is a pain that still very much aches and still feels as if it is still bleeding. This is true affliction. True affliction. Maybe this might show us the way to who it was. Aries, you're crossing obstacle issues. Your challenge for August that you need to face and deal with. Your challenge is this, the Knight of Cups reversed. This is a very tricky individual. An individual that comes in to promise you much glory. This is someone that's very, very capable of swindling. He are a grifter. They are a love rat. They are a Casanova. This person is very sly, very cunning, but also very good at telling you what you want to hear, making your emotions really come to the surface and feel very inspired. But they close doors as fast as they open hearts, and they leave you more wounded than what you were beforehand. Crowning the whole reading, hanging above it all for you, Aries, is Cancer's major arcana, the Chariot. In the forefront of all of this is that of forward movement. Using force to have triumph here and pushing through like in a warlike rant to make the movement that we need here. Sorry, that is a bit bright for one's eyes. And this is what you plan to do. This is what you need to do, I feel. Aries, you need to get some movement here and to get some clarity. And the Chariot is all about that clarity with bringing balance here. Having adversity through conflicting influences or turmoil or vengeance or any disdain and problems. Having success here. On a voyage or journey, pushing through it, having a bit of an escape while doing so. But we are rushing to get there, to make decisions. We need to pay a bit more attention to details, and definitely there is always an urgency with this card to control your emotions and not be emotionally invested at all, just to move. Move with the knowledge, not the heart. The root of the reading, the foundation of it all, Aries, the Four of Cups. Meh. Looking to the ground, options of cups flowing by. No. Pay no mind, pay no attention. Don't give an A to the K, don't give a shit. There's almost a bitterness to this. Like, either Nothing is literally tantalizing you. The options are making you feel egotistic, or you don't even really want to look at them. You're just very bitter at the moment towards everything, and you're disappointed to the point where you're just going through a stationary period in life. You're just having a... Will not answer phone, you cannot. Try me out home. I look up, I'm not here. You know, like, I don't know, to voicemail straight, like, for me, chickadee today. Aries, past energy leaving you now, but still prevalent, is the Seven of Cups reversed. Now, this is interesting because in the past energy, you made a very strong decision here, a desired decision. A decision that was very determined, and it had a lot of willpower, strong willpower backing it. It was a goal that you had nearly attained, but you made the intelligent choice to drive harder at it and to make it your specific goal in the past and not get all caught up with other options. You went for it. But moving forward, now it speaks an atonement to a different result. So in the past energy, you were very determined. You made a choice and you went gung-ho to obtain something. But moving forward from that, we have the Ten of Wands reversed. Now this speaks an atonement to difficulties here. And really, someone coming in to deceive you, trade, like taunt you and deceive you. Someone that's going to come in and be traitoristic towards you, and that some losses will occur from this. I don't feel there will be a great loss, but there is definitely a bitter experience and a bitter taste in the mouth from this individual and or experience. And Spirit's picking up on it as well and giving you advice, because here we have Spirit's advice. Excuse me, let me just get a drink before I start explaining that. Sorry, with the cooler weather in the evening this evening, I've had to put the heater on a bit earlier. It's giving me a bit of raspy dry voice, so apologies. So advice from Spirit is that the Three of Wands reverse. This is really going to the point of your ships aren't coming in, and there's a sense, I want to say here, with you considering someone assisting you here, but this person is having an ulterior motive. Beware of any help offered, Spirit is telling you, especially if there's something that you're wanting that is taking a little bit longer than what it should. No trusting no one that actually says they want to help you, because that is a big red flag right now. We will clarify though. Outsider's view of you and your situation, not necessarily what's going on, it's just the outsider's view of you. They see the Ace of Wands reversed. So when the outsider is looking at you, they're seeing or perceiving a view of someone that's just very clouded right now and doesn't really know what they want, what they're doing. Someone that's got a lot of unrealized goals, and someone that's really going through an empty existence, or really punched out and not really very desired about anything. Someone that's just gone grey on it for now. Not giving too much of anything to it. Your hopes and fears, Aries, is that the Six of Pentacles reverse. Your biggest fear is a lack of equal give and take, especially around monetary. Being screwed over in something that is already owed to you, or being promised something and it not being fulfilled, especially around monetary. You really don't like it when people borrow money as well and not pay it back, I want to say. But there is a real sense of selfishness here, some envy, jealousy, even racking up a bit of bad debt or unpaid loans due to this, or this being in regards to this. Lastly and finally, so far, we have the outcome for Aries. The outcome so far is that of the Hangman. We're going through a state of suspense, repose, rest, just in suspension. We're looking at things very, very heavy and hearty, I want to say now. And we're going through a period of life where we're in transition change, maybe a reverse of mind or reverse in our way of thinking, living, empathy. We're not doing the same anymore. We're going to sacrifice. We need to learn how. This is going to be interesting. Let's see how this works. So we're going to continue and do Aries clarifier now. Let's see how that pans out with earphones. Because we just love experimental bullshit. So let's find out how that works then. Alright, let's clarify the shit out of this. Alright, so we're going to test this out with the earphones and see how the clarifier goes. Little view is better, I'm going to do it. Okay, so Aries, we're going to clarify your August reading. Placements I've just explained to you, and now we're going to go through it, clarify it, and now we'll do it. explain all of the placements and their meanings with the additional extras, which hopefully we can hone in some of the more specific, more generalization. It makes specifics have more generalization. You know what I mean? I say it enough times. Alright. Clarify Aries reading. Always wonder what's to be played. Okay. So you currently, we had that Three of Swords reverse. Let's clarify Aries current energy. Three of Swords reversed. Clarify and then I'll come back. Okay, Aries, let's square dance back through it and go back through these placements. So your current energy for August had initially the Three of Swords reverse, and this was then clarified by the Devil in reverse, which of course is Capricorn's major arcana. This is then of real heartbreak that may or may not have just happened, but heartbreak that has maybe begun to heal. The wound has not begun to crust over, it's still very raw. Now with this pain has come a bit of a revelation of things that may have contributed to this, or may be the cause of this, or may be all about this. And that's the fact that things are toxic. And we're separating ourselves from these things. We're actively making a decision to separate from things that are not for our highest of good, things that take us over, ravage us, make us feel subordinate, things that are toxic. And even if it hurts us or pains us to do so, we must separate from these things, and it's coming to a realization about that. Or you have just separated from things because of that. And it's sitting very matching that energy currently. You challenge also issues that you'll face during August that you need to deal with. The Knight of Cups reverse and the Emperor. Your major arcana Aries with the Emperor. Your challenge is that of someone being a traitor. Traitor, an imposter, someone masking or not being genuine, someone tricky, quite cunning, someone capable of swindling, and may do as such. And you will need to embody your own energy of your archetype here and be very commanding, authoritative, and control your emotions. Yes, the Emperor, embodying your archetype. Being very commanding, authoritative, commanding a lot of respect, but most of all being very precise in a warlike action of directness, not really leaving any other options when you do so, sort of controlling the whole field, the sphere. Being very righteous. Crowning the whole reading hanging above it all. We had the Chariot initially, Cancer's major arcana, clarified by the King of Wands reversed. In the forefront of everything is that of movement, on journey, pushing through it, the adversity here to have triumph, pushing through all of the discord, all of the issue, all of the struggle, all of the war, to get to the other side, to get to the ending, to get to the finish, to get victory. The King of Wands coming in behind that, though reversed. It's being having a real severity towards this, being a bit brutal, being a bit excessive, I want to say, and very exaggerated in your ideas around this. But you're being very deliberate, very focused, and I don't think you make any apologies for it. You are being very focused. I feel like there is a bit of a need to have a bit of heart though, because these are two cards that are reflecting of distancing ourselves from emotion, controlling it, or not being quite consistent with it. And I think that might be a bit of an issue there. At the root of the ring, the foundation of it all, where everything is grown and born from though, is two cup cards. Both there. The Four of Cups and the Knight of Cups reverse. The Four of Cups is a serious sensation of meh, like I explained before. It is that of having options, not wanting to pick anything, nothing tantalising you, nothing interesting you, being a bit bitter maybe, or just going through a very stationary period where nothing, no matter what. The Nine of Cups reversed, so there is some sort of trickery or someone sly or cunning coming in, very capable of swindling you. I'm seeing when you're going through this mess stage, this is when this individual comes in, bring some sort of an offering, or just be very in your face and interruptive of your time. Past energy leaving you now still prevalent was the Seven of Cups reversed with the Ace of Cups. Choosing a particular option here. The Seven of Cups, it's always that sensation of having a lot of options, but your desire and determination and strong willpower is focused on one to a point where a goal is nearly obtained. It's using intelligent choices here. And I see with the Ace of Cups coming in behind that, this was something that you really believed in the past energy would give you great abundance and perfection and attainment through love and connection, and that your wishes were being fulfilled and the outlook looked very favourable at that time. Moving forward though, we have the Ten of Wands reversed with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This is a different saying, going from that beautiful past energy of the Two Cups to this. This is more of a movement of something that is creating a lot of difficulties, and someone coming in being a bit deceitful, being a bit dishonest, or being a little bit user in the way of trying to be a bit of a traitor, a bit of a rogue trader, I would call this person. And this person always brings in some sort of loss with them. With the Queen of Pentacles reversed coming in behind that, they're saying that there is a lot of suspicion and fear. Maybe being a little bit neglectful around the home, or being very obsessed with material things, extravagance, opulence. There's some sort of suspicion here around this as well, like not trusting something. Pleasure of Spirit with the Three of Wands reversed with the Four of Pentacles reversed. Some things will not come in, and this is a realization that not only will you need to face and accept, but the quicker would be better. Three of Wands reversed is that of being in danger of falling victim to fantasies or other people's point of view. It's pointless to aim for what you can never be or achieve if you're not willing to put the investment into it. With the Four of Pentacles reversed, I'm seeing that you are splurging a lot on money, not really attaining or holding on to any money. Aries, let's go through those last three placements now. So from the outsider's view of you and your situation, we had initially the Ace of Wands reversed, and this was clarified by the Ten of Swords reversed. So Aries, sorry guys, so the view from outsiders of Aries is the Ace of Wands reversed with the Ten of Swords reversed, clarifying it. Outsider's view is very much of someone that is very clouded at the moment, not really making any choices or anything. And I feel like they see that is because you are having benefits or profits moving forward, but it seems to be one step forward, one step back. Nothing's really taking your inspiration or your compassion or your desire right now. They see someone very clouded that has a lot of potential but hasn't really had much luck in going forward, and when they have had a little bit of luck or prosperity, the door's been closed just as quickly as it's been opened. Hopes and fears for Aries August. We had the Six of Pentacles reversed initially, and this was clarified by the Fool in reverse. This really speaks about not equal give and take. With the Six of Pentacles reversed, there's a real sense here of someone stealthing your wealth, not paying you your dues, being sort of monetary or investment being withheld from you, and it's making you feel very, very neglectful of your responsibilities, and it's putting a lot of stress on you, knowing that not having these this money at access is putting you in serious strain and stress. It's really putting a lot of pressure on you, making you feel neglectful of responsibilities because you don't have access to this. The outcome for Aries August is that of this. The Hanged Man, clarified by the Ten of Wands, clarified by the Four of Wands reversed. Aries. The Hanged Man. This is The outcome is this of putting yourself in a state of suspension to try to understand the meaning of it all. You want to sacrifice for the right things and have results from it. Not more burdens, not more things that are cumbersome and heavy to carry, not more things that are just going to make you more exhausted and make you have to do so much more work than what you thought you would have to when you first moved into it all. There's just too much excessiveness of pressures, problems, issues. And with the Four of Wands reversed, there's a sense of real incomplete happiness from this. Unfulfillment, loss of full tranquility, unfulfilled romance, and insecurity here. And I feel like that spreads across the board. I decided to pull a few Titania cards for you to give you an additional message. We had the Crane, the Child, the Scythe or Sickle, the Star, and Book. Crane could be telling you that there could be a birth of a child or some sort of news coming. It's that of stirring up events so that they can be sorted out. It's that stirring of the pot in hope that things that are stagnant will be stirred up and resolved. I do believe that could have something to do with children, whether your children or nieces and nephews, family, children. Some sort of issues that you've had that will be stirred up around children or around something to do when you were younger, and this is going to cause a lot of strife. It's going to cause some back and forth arguments. It's going to cause a lot of issues, and for some of you, you're going to want to cut ties. For some of you, there'll be time apart. But I'm seeing with the Star, resolution will come back, and there will be a sense of being guided to a better time. And I feel that will really all come into place when some sort of secret or knowledge is revealed. At the moment, there's something that is not revealed. The book is closed. So something that needs to be revealed, open, known, read, explained, or explored. I feel like that's when things change and things get better. And the last two bits we have is firstly, offer your love. Is there someone in your life who could benefit from loving kindness? The gesture doesn't have to be big. Send an email, pick up the phone, pop by for a visit, or order a bouquet of posies. Let this person know that you're thinking of him or her. When we offer our love generously, that caring energy comes back to us tenfold, while also lifting us up in the progress. Reach out and offer your love today. And then we had You Are Loved. So 2 love cards here. Offer your love and you are loved. You are enough just as you are, and you are loved. If you don't have a model for love, imagine yourself as a child. Perhaps you have a favourite picture of yourself as an adorable 5-year-old. Look into your own sweet eyes and acknowledge just how special you are. That child inside still needs your tenderness, and so does the adult you. Please don't abandon yourself. Instead, tap into the ocean of love inside. Love, I think, is a bit of a feature here for you, Aries. Inside and out.